it going, guys? It's Ricky with TechBot Solutions. So for today's video, I'm going to be talking about how with the initial investment of about $3,000 that I've been able to generate on average about $2,200 a month just as a side hobby. You know, I do different things on the side if you guys know anything about what it is that I do. And I just recently got into this hobby of, I got into the hobby of riding motorcycles. I didn't do too well, so I just started flipping them. And on average, I use about $3,000, which is a majority of where the market's at. I'm not necessarily going to talk too much about, what it is that you guys have to look in bikes and stuff like that. I just wanted to expose you guys to the idea or the market of buying and selling motorcycles and why that might be a little bit more attractive for you guys than buying and selling cars, since it's less overwhelming. There's so many different cars and there are so many different bikes, but there's a lot of just very common bikes that I think are very popular, and that's the CBR, the Gixxer, and then the Yamahas. I tend to focus more on the 500 to 600 cc's and higher, up to 1,000 cc's, and the biggest bike that I've ever bought was the Ducati 1098. Other than that, again, we're going to be focusing on the initial investment of $3,000 and how I've been able to, project it for the end of this year to make a little bit over $26,000 simply by, buying and flipping 3 bikes, a month. And I'm going to talk about my best practices and some areas of opportunity that I can share with you guys, right? So pretty much the reason I'm talking about $3,000, that means with $3,000, if you find a bike, on average with a good deal, you're averaging a profit of about $733. So that's huge, right? And definitely if you're actually riding these bikes and you're insuring them and you're riding them and having fun with them, then that's great for you. Unfortunately, that's not something that I'm doing anymore just because I fell off my first bike, but I don't actually know if I've released that video of me selling my Yamaha R6, but I actually sold it for a profit. Although I did, drop it, although, it did come out to be in a little accident, it wasn't huge. I bought it for such a low price that I was able to sell it for a profit. And then I did the same thing with the Ducati, but obviously the Ducati being almost an outlier since it's much more expensive and my profit was much more compared to any of the other bikes that I've been able to flip. But again, it comes down to the principle, and people are always asking me, how is it that, I can invest this $1,000? How is it that I can invest these $3,000? Again, you should never invest in anything that you don't understand or see value in. So if you can understand motorcycles and the whole market of that and understand how you could buy low and sell high, and that makes a little bit more sense to you than it does when it comes to trading penny stocks or to buying and selling cars or to, buying and selling real estate. We're all in different positions in life. So again, all I'm doing is talking about a side hobby that I do on the side, simply to expose you guys to this specific market and efforts that if you guys do as investors identify this niche of just common motorcycles, as in again Gixxers, which are Suzuki's, the Yamaha like R6s and stuff like that, or the R1s, and then the Honda CBRs, the 600s and the 1000s. Understanding that specific market and becoming a specialist and becoming the best you can be in understanding those bikes, this could be a pretty successful side hobby. Again, I don't need to make this money, and I don't want that to come off as in like I love doing different things on the side, and the reason I buy these bikes is a lot of the times my roommates just ride them around, and that's one of the coolest things about them is yes, I have them for sale, but yes, if I don't get to enjoy them, my roommates do get to enjoy them, and they all ride motorcycles. I promised my girlfriend now that I won't be riding motorcycles after the drop that I had on that first bike. But other than that, I'm so glad that I was exposed to this market at not necessarily an early age. I'm 22 years old, but as a side hobby, I can make an extra $26,000 a year simply by dedicating about 5 to 10 minutes every morning. And again, I'm being 100% real with you guys. As I go to the bathroom, I usually go on OfferUp and on Craigslist within my local area of Arizona, and I make a bunch of offers, 5 to 10 minutes a day. I'm multitasking, if you guys want to say it. And I'm not embarrassed to talk about this because it comes down to, taking advantage of my time that I find very valuable. I'm a full-time student. I'm a worker. I'm a business owner. I'm an entrepreneur. I own, multiple investment properties. I own multiple businesses. I trade penny stocks about for 2 hours a day actively. So my time, I believe, is very valuable, and I love spending it with something that I see value in. And this is definitely a side hobby that I've been able to introduce myself in and that I've been able to be successful in because I understand three things. I understand a specific market of motorcycles. I understand that where the low prices are and where the high prices are and how I can negotiate. I'm very disciplined when it comes to making offers. I'm not here to make deals happen. If they're not happening, then they're not happening, and I'm not going to rush into anything. One of the biggest three things that I would like you guys to understand is the reason I say be a professional or be the best you can be in with the markets that you're investing in is because when you're buying these motorcycles, a lot of things can go wrong, right? The bike might not be maintained very well, and that's something that you have to understand. So making sure that when you ride them that they feel like they're riding properly, just different mechanics when actually you're inspecting the bike, that there's no leaks or any of the maintenance that will most likely need to be done is up to date. And one of the biggest things is cosmetics. People love how the bikes look, and if the fairings are somewhat scuffed up, then that really damages the price. So it comes down to the mechanics, it comes down to just the aesthetics of the bike, and also how it was maintained, right? If it was something that was redlined 24/7, then it might not last very long. So there's a lot of components, and I just don't want to simplify it to those three things, but those are the three biggest areas of opportunity that I try to focus on to make sure that I get the best deal and that I understand what I'm investing in. Now I make it such an easy thing for me that I tell people to come and visit me here at my house when I'm selling trying to buy a bike. I don't necessarily go out of my way because it's not worth my time, but when it comes down to them coming over, I make the deals happen. I'm not here to waste anyone else's time. If they're willing to negotiate and they're willing to make the deal happen, and so am I. And it comes down to something so simple like that. So I know a lot of you are looking, usually you guys are watching this video because you guys are subscribed to me based on my Tech Bud Solutions penny stock networking group, right, that I have going on. But a lot of you guys, penny stocks, although you only need to be trading for maybe a couple minutes or a couple hours, it takes a lot of time and a lot of learning to do if you want to do it successfully. And that's something that I say all the time is before you get into investing in penny stocks, you need to learn as much as you can before you get into it, and then you should do simulation trading and then kind of get into that. But realistically, I feel like getting into the market of buying and selling motorcycles might be a little bit easier for people to understand, and the return that they might want to see could be a lot quicker. And that's simply why I'm talking about it. And I really just wanted to give you guys a projection. I'm selling on average about 3 bikes or flipping about 3 bikes a month, an average profit of about $733 a month, which comes down to about $2,200 every month. So again, it comes down to like $26,400, and that's with a simple investment of $3,000. So you use the $3,000, you buy low, you sell high. Let's say you sell it for $3,700 or $3,800. You lock in your profits, you put the $700 or the $800 back in the bank, and then you go again with those initial investments. Yes, you can continue to scale up and buy more expensive bikes, but again, that's up to you. That's a little bit more getting into it. I just wanted to expose you guys to this opportunity or this market if you guys aren't exposed to it already. Talk about how I do it in areas of opportunity. I found that when I started doing this, some encounters that are mistakes that I made were that I didn't really understand bikes and I didn't really understand the mechanics. I got lucky on one of my purchases that nothing went bad, but there was some maintenance that had to be done on a bike, which I completely told the new buyer everything about that, because I'm not here to make money off of someone's loss, and I want you guys to understand that if you want to be a successful businessman, regardless if this is just a side hobby, you want to make sure that you go into this with honesty and credibility. And what I mean by that is later on when you have you're trying to start your business and it's a multi-million-dollar business, how frustrating would it be if no one would ever lend you any money because you have this amazing idea, but your credibility is so misled because of a simple mistake you did with a simple side hobby. I know that's over exaggerating for a lot of you guys, and it might not actually matter when creating a multi-million-dollar company, but I'm just talking about just simply being honest with what it is that you're doing. taking advantage of the time. Again, 5 to 10 minutes a day, I totally find it worth it to make an extra $2,200 a month. Although that sounds very simple, obviously there's a little bit more work that it comes down to when actively like looking at the bike and making sure that everything's functioning properly, but it comes down to a concept that simple. And I just really wanted to talk to you guys about it. Obviously, majority of you guys are going to have to be over the age of 18 since you're not going to be able to ride these bikes, but if you guys can get like parental supervision or parental guidance when it comes to buying and selling these bikes at an earlier age, and you have $3,000, because I've been receiving messages with people that want to get into trading penny stocks. Some kids are like 15, 17 and have saved $10,000 to $15,000 because they have a side job that they don't spend any money, and all they do is they save their money. Like, what do I do with all this money? Well, so as long as your parents are okay with this and they can assist you with this buying and selling, and you can become a professional, then it's up to them and to yourself if this is a potential avenue or market that you might want to get into. Now, this is how I wanted to end this video. I just wanted to talk to you guys about this. I have a group, it's called Mobile Investments. You guys can join, but first you have to join TechBud Solutions, which is you only have to have a Facebook group, but that's not really what I want to get into. What I wanted to get into was, I was really thinking, I've been making a lot of recap videos and I haven't been making as many helpful videos like this, just talking about actual best practices aside from penny stocks, and it's kind of been overwhelming, and it's getting to the point where I find it's too repetitive, and the people that I want to target I already have right now. So what I wanted to do was that I wanted to do a contest. Pretty much, I don't want to necessarily say it to be a giveaway, but I want to donate $100. Again, not a lot of money. I'm not one that has an enormous amount of money that can give like tens of thousands of dollars away. But I think it really comes down to a simple idea, and this is why I'm doing it. I want to give away $100 to mainly an individual that doesn't have access to this $100. So if I can kind of detect by, I'm going to be FaceTiming some of you while I filter some people out. And what I want to do is I want to mainly target, I think, people like at a little bit of a younger age, or that don't have access to this $100, and with these $100 on how you believe this can kickstart your idea. I know it's not a lot of money. I 100% I understand that. If you want to do it when it comes to, just funding your brokerage account, when it comes to, just starting your first business. I want to talk to you guys a little bit about my first business. So it came down to the buying and selling of fingerboards. I did it with less than even $50. And it came down to buying, Bondo at Home Depot, making a little mold at home with some cardboard and some concrete, and then a mixture of the Bondo. And then I bought some veneer on eBay, and I found a market. I created a game plan on how I was going to be like innovative within this specific niche. I was 14 years old. It didn't take a lot of capital. It came down to a simple idea and having access to the $100. I understand that not a lot of you have access to this money, and that's why I'm doing this challenge. I don't know if it's a challenge or a contest. All I want you guys to do, the first thing that I want you guys to do is if you guys could subscribe. I'm just gonna be verifying if you guys have subscribed. That's one of the first things that I want you guys to do. Second thing, the second thing that I want you guys to do is if you guys can click on the link down below for you guys to join TechBud Solutions. Again, you just have to have a Facebook group. It doesn't cost you anything. Just click on the link down below. It'll take you to the Facebook platform. Just ask to join and I'll accept you. And then click on the link down below for Instagram, and if you guys could follow me, that would be great as well. The last thing that I want you guys to do, and this is the most important thing for whoever this individual is that I'm going to be interviewing and making sure validating their story and stuff like that, I want you guys to write maybe a 5 to 7 sentence just paragraph on who you are, what you would do with the money, and why you would be successful, or why this would act as a catalyst, meaning that why, with the simple $100, this can really get you started into being an entrepreneur at a very early age, or whatever age you are. It comes down with those, that's the most important part. Like, if you guys can subscribe, that would be great. If you guys can join TechBud Solutions, that would be great. If you guys can, follow me on Instagram, that would be great as well. But the most important thing that I want you guys to do is to write me a 7 to 10 sentence paragraph on who you are, what you want to do with the money, and why this would act as a catalyst for you into a potential avenue of being an entrepreneur, and how this can be useful. If you guys can like this video or possibly share it with someone that you think can benefit from this, I would be more than happy. Again, I don't have millions of dollars to give away, and I do apologize. But it comes down to, I think, to the simple things, and I wouldn't mind doing this once a month or whatever it is that, you know, comes down to. If you guys want to do it weekly, it depends on how much this catches on, and if I see the return, as in I see people really making a difference, then I'd be more than happy to do it, you know, once a week. I don't know if I necessarily have time for this, but I know I can do it once a month. So I hope you guys are willing to take down the time to really just write a paragraph, a simple, just like maybe 1 or 2 sentences about yourself. Talk about, you know, a business idea that you have or a venture that you've wanted to get into, and how this $100 can help you with, you know, accommodate that, and then why you're going to be successful in the long run. Simple things like that. If you guys can reach out to me with that specific message, I want you guys to reach out to me, just so you guys don't have to email me or anything like that. If you guys have a Facebook group, again, you have to click on the link down below to join TechButt Solutions. And you have to have a Facebook page, because it's just a Facebook group. That's all it is. Direct message me within that TechButt Solutions Facebook group. Direct message me on those 7 sentences. If you guys have any issues or any encounters that might not allow you to, just comment down below, and I'll reach out to you. Don't respond to any emails, because I will not be giving my emails down below. So there's been like some weird thing going on with that. So don't respond to, I'll personally reach out to you. And just let me know what it is that I can do to get you guys started. So I hope you guys are excited. I'm gonna make a follow-up video talking a little bit more about this, and explaining everything that it is that I want included in this challenge. So I hope you guys are excited. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and let me know what you guys think. You know, there's a lot of avenues of business that I'm not even actively doing, and a lot of you guys might be doing. So if you guys want to comment down below what's been a successful venture for yourself, or some best practices that you want to share that can help some of these viewers, and you viewers, go ahead and look down below and see if you learn from anything down there. I'd love to, in a sense, assist you guys in your success. So the link is provided for you down below. You do have to have a Facebook group or a Facebook page to join. But that's really just it. So just subscribe, and we're gonna make a follow-up video tomorrow, and I'm really excited for this. Again, I've never done a giveaway, and I really do want to FaceTime you guys to make sure that, you know, I'm giving it to the proper person, but to really meet you guys. That's really what it comes down to. So I hope you guys are excited as I am, but that's really just it. Thank you guys again. Thank you guys again so much for watching. I hope you guys have an amazing week, and like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take care.